Welcome back to my channel, guys. So this was the first pattern I drafted, but I lost some footage and I had to redraft the front pattern again before drafting the back pattern. So to start, we are just going to start by coming out by 2.5 inches as you see me doing here. I'm going to come out by 2.5 inches and I'm just going to rule a line. After rolling my line, I'm just going to mark my hip line and my crotch depth. My hip line is 8 inches and my crotch depth, I divided my waist into 4 and I added 1 and I just summed it up to 10 inches. So I marked out 10 inches from my crotch depth and I'm just going to roll the line after marking this point. So guys, from this point you see me pointing, I'm just going to mark my waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch sewing allowance, and I'm just going to mark that out. After marking that out, I'm still going to put that same measurement on my hip line and on my crotch line. So I've already put my waist measurement divided by 4 on my crotch line and my hip line, and I ruled a line as you can see right here. So on my hip line, from this point you see me pointing my tape. I'm just going to put my, okay guys, I lost some footage, but I just added my hip measurement at that hip line and I added 1 inch sewing allowance. I've been having some storage issues on my phone, so I lost some clips again. I'm just going to give a run through of what I did. So after taking my waist measurement down and rolling the line, what I did next was I added my hip measurements plus 1 inch here, and I went down and did the same thing and added my thigh measurement divided by 2 and I just ruled it out as you see, and I just extended the line from my waist measurement to meet with my hip measurements, and I came down by 1 inch and I slanted the line. So that is what we have been doing so far. Now I'm just going to take the full length of my pants, and the full length I'm working with is 44 inches. So I'm just going to mark out 44 inches, and please do not forget my 44 inches is plus 1 inch folding allowance. I also went ahead to mark my knee points, where from my waist to my knee. I also went to mark out that, as you can see me doing here. Here I'm just trimming out the excess pattern paper there, so we do not have an error while taking our measurements. After doing that, at the bottom part of my pants, I'm just going to come out by 1 inch as you see me doing there. I did this for the lower part and the knee part of my pattern. I just came out by 1 inch, and I'm just going to draw this line to meet with my crotch line. And you're not going to draw it straight exactly at the 1 inch to the top. As you can see me doing, my ruler is not long enough, but I'm slanting the ruler till I get to my crotch line there. I'm slanting it. After marking out the 1 inch, from that 1 inch point that I drew up to my crotch point, I'm just going to mark how wide I want my pants to be, and I'm working with 11 inches. So I'm going to mark 11 inches from that point, and I'm just going to mark 11 inches upwards, and after marking 11 inches, I'm just going to roll the line straight to where I have my knee line. So guys, if you have any questions or anything you do not understand while I was drafting this pattern, please don't forget to drop a comment in the comment section below and I will answer your questions. So right here you see me taking my 11 inches upwards. So guys, I realized that I did not mark out my knee line for you guys, so this is me marking out where my knee line is. I'm just going to mark that out and roll a line and add my 11 inches there, and from that point, from the knee line, I'm just going to drag the line towards my crotch. Where I have my crotch, I'm just going to drag it, as you can see me doing here. So this point here, I'm just going to curve it out because we are not that sharp. We don't want to have sharp edges on our pattern. So this is what we have after doing that. So guys, this is what our front pattern is looking like. It is very easy. I'm not going to cut this out because I already cut out our front pattern already. I just drafted this out because I lost some clips and I wanted to show you guys how I was able to draft the front. So I'm just going to place the front pattern on a fresh pattern paper to cut out the one for the back. So when you're doing this, I will advise you just trace out the front pattern on this fresh paper so you can just work with that. I did not have enough time. I was late for class and I just wanted to show you guys how I did this before going to class. So I just flipped it over to the other side and added a little bit of weight so nothing moves, so our pattern paper doesn't move and we don't take wrong measurements. So after doing that, I'm just going to go to the crotch line and come out by 3 inches. This is going to help our butt sit properly on our pants. So I'm going to come out by 3 inches and extend the line at our crotch point, as you see me doing right now. So after doing that, remember for the front piece we went down by 1 inches. So for the back, we are going to go up by 1 inches. We are not going down, we are going up by extra 1 inches. This is because we want our pants to cover our butt and want everything to be laying properly at the back. But 1 inch is not the standard. Depending on the size of the person, you would have to go up by 1.5 or 2 inches. So please take note when you are drafting. My camera could not show you this properly, but you are going to go up by 1 inch at the back. After doing that, I just came out by 2 inches and drew the line. I came out by 1.5, sorry, not 2 inches. I came out by 1.5 and I drew the line straight down, and I just created sort of like a curve from that point. I came out by 1 inch and created sort of like a curve to meet with that 3 inches crotch line, as you see me doing right here. So after doing that, I'm just going to add 1.5 inches from there. I'm just marking 1.5 inches downwards to my pant. After marking my 1.5 inch, I'm just going to roll a line so everything meets, and roll a line straight up to my crotch line. So after marking my 1.5 from my crotch line, I'm just drawing a line straight down to meet our measurements, the 1.5 inches we marked. You see me here, I'm curving out the line because I do not want any sharp edges. So we are just going to roll the line straight down. So guys, after rolling the line, I'm just going to go to that 1 inch that I went up by, and I'm just going to make a slanted line down to meet our original measurements, because our back pattern, we are not taking the 1 inch to the very end. You can see me slanting it to the edge, so it's going to be slanted, so please take note of that. So after doing that, I'm just going to cut out my back pattern as you see me doing here. As you can see, the slant part, I just cut it out. You can see what it looks like right now. So I'm just going to cut out the whole pattern so you can see what we have after doing that. So guys, this is what our pattern, our back pattern is looking like. Everything is set, so now we are going to cut. So guys, this is the fabric I'll be working with. This is a crepe fabric, and what I like about it is this one doesn't stretch as much, because I want this pants to look sort of like an English sewn pants. So this is what I like about it, and it looks very smooth. So this is what the fabric we're working with is looking like. So now to cut the front pattern, I'm just going to fold our fabric. We are cutting this on fold, so we are going to cut the front pattern on fold. When we cut this, we are going to have 2 for the front and 2 for the back. So we are cutting two for the front. Our front pattern we are going to cut 2, and our back pattern we are going to cut 2 pieces. So this is me cutting the front pattern. So guys, I just like placing something on top of my pattern so nothing moves while I am cutting. That is why you see me placing stuff on the fabric before cutting. So I'm just cutting this out. So we are done cutting the front piece. We are just going to fold this and keep that aside, and we are going to move to cutting the back piece, and I'm doing this on fold as well again. So this piece here, we are going to need this for our zipper flap, so please do not throw this away. We are going to still work with this. So now we are going to cut the back piece. So we are just going to place this on top and put on some weight. If you can cut this without doing that, fine, but I just like placing stuff on top so nothing moves while I'm cutting. So I'm just going to cut the back piece. So this is me cutting the back piece. So guys, we are going to as well need this piece for our zipper flap, so we are going to skip that as well. We are going to save this because we are going to use it for our zipper flap. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. And I'm just going to cut the rest part of my pants, the back part. So after cutting our back pattern, we got 2 of these. We are just going to fold this and keep this at the corner. Please stay tuned for the sewing part of this video. And we are going to cut out our belt strap. So here I just cut out 34 inches. My waist is 30 inches, but I added 4 more inches to it, so it's 34 inches, and I cut out 2 of this, and the width is exactly 2.5 inches. So I made this 2.5 inches. And after that, we are going to cut our pockets. As you can see, it's 2.5, so we're going to cut our pockets. What I did, I cut it out 10 inches by 15 inches, and I just use this fabric. But if you're doing yours, please work with a more preferable fabric. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the sewing part of this video.